Hi, folks. This is Survivor Circle for May 2nd, 2023. The topic for today is ripples. No, no, not ripple wine, but just ripples. Have you ever taken a small child, to a pond or beside a stream? Seems like almost the first thing they do is throw a stone into the water. Every kid I've ever taken out like that, eventually they get there. And I think we're drawn to that because of, I think it's just a human thing, you know. But but every time you drop it's something intoxicating about the sound. When you drop a rock into water, you know, it's a small rock, you get a little plunk. If you throw a big rock in, you get a sploosh, and it kicks back and tosses the water back up in the air. And it's never the same. They're always different. It's just something about it. And it's, no matter if it's big water or small water, it's all about the same. And but they're always the ripples that come away from the splash, the event, and they reach every part of the pond. They communicate with that. So the fact that that splash happened communicates to every part of the pond. And I kind of think the rest of the universe is like that too, particularly people. No matter how small an event it is, it reaches all of us in some way or the other. You know, uh, a few of our shows here have been about that, the little synchronicities and guides that seem to be pushing us to a particular topic or something like that. And I found that interesting because that way, I look and look and look and think, and then suddenly becomes clear that, well, this is what the show this week is supposed to be about. You know, in this case, it's connection. That it's that connection. That when we do something, it broadcasts. Yes, the 100th monkey. So how many? I don't know how many monkeys. I don't know how many people it takes. I'm betting it's less, but even if it's more, you know, if it's 10,000 people have to have the same idea at one particular moment in time. Uh, well, there are. What is it up to 8 billion yet? You know, so yeah, I don't. I'm not even going to think, even in the slightest terms, all the things that 8 billion people on Earth are doing right at this particular moment. it's, that's beyond my imagination. So, uh, what a, a theme that's been bothering me. It's been keeps cropping up again and again. Really, over a series of years, but it seems to be coming in from all sides just lately, and it's an either or situation, okay? And it's about the human race itself. Are we good or are we evil? You know, I don't really think we're either, but the those who think that we are inherently terrible, a blight upon the earth. Um, for them, I say you're just wrong. We would have killed each other off um, 200,000 years ago if that were our nature. I think an important part of our nature is to cooperate with each other because we aren't top predators. We're not even close to being any kind of animal that would be a top predator. Okay, we don't walk alone through the jungle. We do it in groups. We work together. We cover each other's back, and we've done that for hundreds of thousands of years. It's just lately, as far as I can tell by archaeological record, there was no such thing as war until just about 10,000 years ago. So we have hundreds of thousands of years of getting along. Oh, I'm not saying we didn't have our little spats, pushing and shoving and fisticuffs and yes, even murders. Okay, but we didn't gather together with the specific purpose of killing another group until just 10,000 years ago. I don't know what happened. I don't know what. And if I believe the statisticians, there's less of that going on now than there has been at almost any time in our written history. So, oh, I don't even give myself credit for having enough information to come up with a theory. I've got a couple of hypotheses that I could throw out, but none of it makes sense, and I've just run into a deep and rich vein of information trying to figure that out. So look for that in an upcoming episode.
Wouldn't population have something to do with it?
No, not really. Because there are areas where the population density was really quite high in times before war existed in different cultures. Okay, so I mean it kind of is and it kind of isn't. I think a big part of it might be the idea when the idea came up of owning the land, cultivating and see the American Indians. No one owned the land. Okay, the women cultivated the land, and they were the first holders of all the produce of the land. Okay, but no one really owned the broad swaths of the land. It was for the use of all. It was a gift from the gods to everyone. So let me see. Okay. I happened to buy an article on NewsClick, which is a site I'd never been on before, by April M. Short, that covered a lot of the deep research that's being done and being published recently on this topic, and I'm looking forward to digging into it a lot more because it's always been a who are we? What are we? Are we from here? Are we from somewhere else? You know, I think we are an inherent. I think we are totally locked to this earth, which is not to say that we will not go other places, but this is where we were built to be. This is where we were evolved to be, you know? And uh so I think we should treat it with reverence. Yeah. I had some other things I want to go over, but uh I had some good news today. I am a
What was it?
12-year sufferer from COPD. I'm
Mhm.
sure you all know that by now. And I had some medical tests run. And I'll admit that I didn't say it, but I was a little bit scared to go in on this consult after those tests. And my doctor was all smiles.
That's
It's been
good.
tw- it's been I have been in stage 4 of COPD for 12 years.
Hmm.
I am almost exactly the same place as I was when I started. In fact, if anything, I'm healthier than I was when I started. I
Oh,
know
wow.
I know I'm a lot healthier in here than I was
Hmm.
when I started. So maybe that
Hmm.
has something to do with it. But uh, I wouldn't have admitted yesterday that it was putting a little stress on me. But I came out of that office today with a little extra spring in my step, and it was a little easier to smile. And
Well, that's good.
I thank you all for being here and being a part of my journey. So,
It's always good to have good news every once in a while, considering everything that we soak in every day.
I think the wind's blowing you away. I can see the trees moving in the background pretty much.
That's the hat to keep the noggin warm and the jacket. And I think I've got my heater running as
Oh,
well.
you got our weather. You got our weather.
Too. Ugh, got it. I don't like it.
Or Ron
It's
sent you
supposed to be this
some.
way all week. Yeah. Ron can keep that Minnesota crap up there.
That's for sure.
But this is springtime in Kentucky, so that's just how it
Hmm.
goes.
Let me see. Where were we going? Where you?
You got your I printed your notes
I,
out and I have them in my purse, but I can
well, that's okay.
you'll hang on a
That's
minute. I'll
okay.
read
I decided half of that stuff. I don't really want to do that. No, no, it's not. It was what I felt like yesterday, not what I feel like today. And we don't need, just because it's like the world jumping up quick. Squirrel, squirrel,
Mm,
squirrel.
mhm,
Hey, I don't
mhm,
need that. I don't need that. I'm not interested in. I'm fat and happy and sitting back over here and saying,
mhm.
"Ah, I'm fine. I don't need to chase the squirrel today. I'll chase. I'll chase the squirrel tomorrow. It'll still be there, or another squirrel. So that's okay." Did I've just got thing. I've just changed. It's been a long damn winter. for me. And I'm just recovering from something that's been going around. I know Bill got it. My sister got it. Bill got it. Peter Robbins had something very similar.
Mm-hmm.
It's some kind of a respiratory thing. Everybody goes through the same 3 stages on it at about the same time period, and it is taxing. At it just makes you and I've been clear and fine for a week, and I'm just starting to get my energy back, and God, it feels good. Yes, could be. Yes, could be. I'm not sure of the symptoms of that, but if it's a respiratory thing. Marco had it too. Yes, it sucks. It sucks. It's okay. I had a very mild case of COVID. This was 10 times worse. Uh-oh. Dear, take plenty of vitamin C, and that's the best I can give you right now. AD, zinc, and C. Oh man, that was a long run. I'll tell you, it's been, and I had all the tests for the RSV virus that's going around and the COVID and everything else that was going. Nothing, just something, some mystery thing that's been going around. So, hey, we made it.
It is odd that how many people that went to the Area 51 that came back with that virus or whatever.
Maybe it's like Bigelow disease. We can name it. We get to name it. We can name it. Or area 51. I don't want to call it Area 51 flu. Area, yeah. There's an old word for that, and I can't, like conniption or something like that would probably make more sense. I'll have to look up my grandma dictionary and see what that word is.
It could have been Operation Dust, where they went through and crop dusted everybody there to give them up.
Oh, weather. Maybe it's weather. Maybe it's weather related. They changed the mix on us.
With the modification.
Yeah.
What's
that? There's been a lot of planets in retrograde lately. Maybe it has something to do with that too. But I am telling you, I am so glad it's over. That's all I can say. Right, as far as I can tell from talking to 3 different medical professionals, it does as a specific thing, it doesn't exist. Okay, so they don't have a procedure for it. It's just, and what's really weird is it's hit skip. It doesn't. There's no direct transmission. A whole group of people get it or something. It's weird, really weird.
Well, I know they're saying it's not COVID. So, and finally, it worked. Where I work, they have just
Uh-huh.
this week quit testing employees and volunteers for COVID.
Okay.
So,
Well, I was surprised. My doctor had insisted on masks
excuse you.
from the beginning
That
until
must have been a good supper.
until fish fish for lunch up until well today or yesterday was the first time I'd been there that I could go in without a mask, and I was smiling. So
Yeah, yeah,
th-
definitely.
th- that's a good sign. I want this last 3 years behind us. I don't want to play that anymore. I want to get
Well,
out
and they finally understand that.
yes,
That's why they're not
yes.
doing it anymore because they realize.
Well, the people, as far as the shots and the rest of it are concerned, okay, the people who have the there aren't any more people out there standing in line to get the shots. It's not happening. Actually,
Shouldn't have been in the first place.
I think they did better than I expected it to. I really, in my heart of hearts, didn't think it would ever get close to 50% vaccination.
Did it really?
Yeah, I think it's like close to 60, over 60% now that they're saying that are vaccinated.
I wonder if you.
Well, you gotta trust somebody. They sent a bill back to the government for the shots. I'm sure they did enough bookkeeping to count shots that they were getting paid for, right?
No, what I was going to say is I wonder how many of those people, what that percentage would have been had uh, people hadn't been threatened with losing their jobs if they
Oh yeah,
didn't take it.
yeah, 30
Maybe.
maybe.
And that's
I
sad. And
didn't.
I tell you what, anybody that had been threatened to lose their job if they had not taken that shot,
Mhm.
I hope at some point in time that there's something that comes through that allows
There's some
them
karma there.
to sue.
Yeah.
Because if they and pretty soon it'll happen. It may be 20 years from now, but they'll prove that those shots are what killed people. That gave them heart attacks. That did whatever to them. And I hope there's a way that they can come back and sue those employers. I just think
Yeah.
that's shitty. I just really think that's awful.
Well,
I mean, that was a bad enough time whenever everybody was being told like you can't tell me I can't come outside. I mean, this is where I live.
Oh.
I'm coming outside. But you
Yeah.
had people in the big cities and things like that. They were told they couldn't come
Oh yeah.
outside. And if they came outside, they had to wear a mask. Are you kidding me? You're outside.
Okay.
So
I will definitely swear to you that I hated those masks. Absolutely. Absolutely.
oh yeah,
hated
nobody
them.
liked them. Nobody liked them.
But and a great deal of it is because it made it just a little bit harder for me to breathe, and I didn't have it. I didn't have the room.
Well, and not only that, you couldn't hear anything anybody said. You had to yell.
Oh no, worse than that. It's worse than that. I've lost almost all the hearing in my left ear. Too many years listening to the gearbox on a machine. What?
Oh, I thought you were going to say too many years listening to the ex-wife. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
no, running lathes and milling machines and all kinds of things. That forever. Okay, just finally wore that ear down.
Mhm.
Plus, I had something happen when I was a kid that kind of got that started. But anyway, And I didn't realize until the mask thing started how much I was relying on actual lip reading to understand people, because I could hear them, okay, but the hearing was so degraded in that ear particularly that it didn't make sense. And if I could see them, it would there was enough between the two things that I could hear. You put the mask on? It was terrible. Huh? It was like, oh my God. It was terrible.
Yep. But you talk about a ripple effect.
Yes. And
And not only
as the ripple effect of, say, COVID-19 continues for the next, God, generation, I feel really weird.
Yep.
My great niece right now is going to the prom tomorrow, pretty soon. She's just showing her dress today, and I'm saying all her high school years have been under COVID. So that's terrible. That loss is not going to be made up.
Well, you look at all the little kids that were going to daycare when
Oh
finally work
God,
opened up,
yes.
and they
Yeah.
were making 3-year-olds put on a fucking mask. Are you kidding me? And that's the
Oh.
thing. It drives me insane how stupid people are.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and then in the middle of all of that, if you're outside, if you're anywhere, you put on a mask, and if you don't, then you are a piece of crap that needs to die because you're not protecting other people with you. But let's have riots that go all across the country. Let's have all the politicians say, you need to go out and you need to destroy your community. You need to burn it down. You need to beat people. You need to kill them, drag them out of their shops, kill them out on the streets. Don't worry about wearing a mask. It's okay. Don't. Be free. And nobody sees the irony in that. And that was something that shocked me. I mean, I know we're in a world full of stupid people. Really, I understand this.
Yeah.
But it was okay to do all of that and to kill people. Yep. And the Black Lives Matter movement and Antifa and all that stupid crap that they've got going on. Nobody did anything to them. Nobody badmouthed them. Nope. But my God, I walk out, go to the grocery store, and I didn't wear a mask. When I went to the grocery store, I did not wear a mask. Nobody. I live in a community. Nobody. Yep. And I stayed away from people. I mean, if you want.
Mm-hmm.
And I've grown up.
Respectful distance.
Exactly. I'm going to stay away from you. If you're standing in the middle of the aisle and I need to go down it, I'm going to wait. I don't
You know what?
care.
You know what? That's the only thing. That's the only thing that's come out of this. It hasn't come back completely yet. I don't like people stepping on my fucking heels when I'm trying to shop. It's so nice that people are giving me a little bit of elbow room out these days.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. Just the ripple effect of.
Yep, Marco. We are making history. We are. I'm going right back to the thing. We are at a turning point. We don't have a choice.
They'll change the history. I don't know about this shit. They'll change it like they did the Spanish flu. They changed that.
Mm-hmm.
They changed that whenever people started bringing up, when people started talking about Spanish flu. now, I mean, during COVID,
Uh-huh.
all of a sudden, everything about that changed.
Hmm.
The history changed on it.
I didn't really know enough detailed history on the 1918 flu before this. This came up as, I mean, just I barely. Okay, it was after World War II. It came out of, it was brought back to the United States. Supposedly, legendarily. Okay,
Yeah.
it was the Spanish flu, and it came back to the United States with the returning servicemen. Then, now the story is it started in freaking Kansas.
Like I said, they're
So
changing
it really should have been the
it.
Kansas flu. And we took it over, and the trenches and the filth and all those accoutrements of war made it 1,000 times worse, you know?
They
Probably,
changed it.
if when you break it all the way down, actually, that flu killed more people than World War One. World War One being, the littlest, the littlest. It was
The baby
trying
war.
pretty hard, but it didn't, get the 60 million people that, World War II did. God.
That they didn't tell you about that was happening at the time.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was what little I've read recently about that 1918 thing is it was very spotty. I mean, this thing, we're so much more mobile now. Okay, people fly from coast to coast in 3 hours all the time, and every point in between. In fact, lots of points you never wanted to be, you get to stop and
True. This is true.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've got a. Well, I know we
Yep.
used to fly there direct, but now there's a 3-hour layover in Chicago or Atlanta or Fort Worth or God only knows where.
Yeah.
But back in 1918, that didn't happen, and you would have like a bloom in one area, and then months later it would pop up in another area, and you'd have a massive infection. So it was quite different, similar but different. So and look, until we looked at it again. So went back and looked at the facts and figures. We were taking the word of the people that were there. And that's not the same as the historical view, We can see things from here, from this distance, okay, in the broader, that somebody who was living it there couldn't see. I honestly believe that. And I honestly believe that there will be revisions and revisions on revisions and revisions on revisions on this as to
Which means they change it to their narrative.
They'll try.
Which they always have.
They'll try.
No, it'll work. That's
damn it, JFK is still dead. JFK is still dead.
Yep. But I mean, that's their version. Whatever they say is what people are going to know. They're not going to know what really happened, what really went down. They're not going to know that this was a beta test for something pretty fucking huge coming down the line.
Let's see.
But it's not going to be another pandemic because they know that shit's not going to work. It'll be something else.
Well, I think they found that it's too expensive. It wasn't
What?
that it did work. It worked to an extent, but I think it cost them more. I mean, please, the big boys got rich. Okay.
Are you talking about
The
V's
economy?
comment, or what are you talking about?
No. I was looking at that, trying to see what it said actually.
Hmm. I thought you were talking about her
Okay.
comment. Okay.
No.
I don't understand.
Yeah. Anyway. Ah. Okay. Now it makes sense.
China.
Like the
Oh,
China manufactured moon, news was shifted and filtered out. Yes. Yes. Well, there's always secrets. You know, we got to let them have their little secrets.
oh, did they
The
shoot down the balloon that was over Hawaii yesterday or not? It's
yesterday,
still out there. Yeah. There's another one
really? Oh, I missed. There was a balloon over Hawaii, and I missed it.
again. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I'm slipping.
Kinda
or
getting a little.
either that, or my plan to not open a news item on my freaking computer is working.
That was
So
only
no
because you went
wonder.
to the. Yeah.
No, yeah, no wonder I feel better.
Well, I'm sure that'll last about 8 hours, and then you'll be back into it again. But
There
anyway,
you go. I just,
I mean, the ripple effects of everything that's happening. And one of my girlfriends and I, we laugh about, because we've been talking. I got her into all of the conspiracy stuff. I mean, she would hear stuff, and she just didn't really dive into it because she just kind of didn't want to, kind of thing. And then I got to talking to her about stuff she'd never heard about before. So then she got to deep diving.
you have corrupted another.
I did. She loves it. She loves
Oh hell yes.
it. But I made comments to her many years ago. We should have a room with Post-its. This happened on this date, and then whatever news bullshit that was with it. And then I said we should have. I mean, I was like, and at this time we would have a house full of this stuff, and we could go back and find it, because I can remember we were talking about that. When I was looking through all of the U.S. defense contracts, U.S. of Defense, DOD, sorry, Department of Defense, all their contractors.
Yeah.
And I found that one, and then I found all of those predictions. I found yes. That's how I found
I know that the
took the
top
screenshot of it.
secret Navy documents that came out that the world was going to be ending, and yes.
Well, no, it didn't say it was going to be ending.
Okay,
it didn't say that. It didn't.
Okay, but
say that.
That was.
But it
was
like,
what the headline. That was what the clickbait were.
It wasn't
using
clickbait
as their headline.
No.
Well,
it
was good. Yeah, but it was a little over the top. They didn't exactly say that. But
no, because it wasn't out there. Hang on.
Yeah.
My computer's about to die, but I've got to go get the plug for it. But it wasn't anything that was out there for everybody to see. It was in a defense contract.
Yes.
So it really wasn't out there for anybody to see until 10 years later. Or not 10 years later, about 8 years later. And then people found it. And then at that time, they changed the whole website. You couldn't even it didn't even look the damn same. Anyways, I'll be right back. My computer's about to die. Let me go get my cords.
Okay. Yes. I think this is the case. This is a case where history always changes. Whoever has the stage is the person that gets to tell the story, and everyone has their own spin on the story. Some of them, it's pretty apparent who they're telling the story to and why they're telling the story the way they're telling it. Uh, Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's everybody has a bias. Everybody has a different message, and that's part of it. That's something we can deal with. But hell, I've definitely got my own particular narrative on many things for my own reasons because of the things that I've learned and the related things that I've experienced. You know, you we each tell our own story. Um, and I think it's best if we take these things that we share, in our particular stories, and use those as the bare bones of history, you know, because that's just the way it is. You can't change. You can change it, but you can only tweak it a little bit. You can't change it completely from one thing, which sometimes is a thing that they try to do.
But no, back to that too. It makes me wonder when I saw something like that. Maybe the pandemic thing was supposed to have been released later and it was supposed to have been better because there was
Oh,
absolutely no drop in the population in 2020 in those figures.
hmm
And
yeah,
supposedly millions and millions of people died.
billions, billions of people
So,
on
well,
that start on
I'm
that.
sitting here thinking about millions on in China, where it come
Yeah,
out
yeah,
because
right.
of our gain of function lab on their soil
hmm Yep.
where it leaked out.
Well, it was.
So,
I think it was officially there. Look, I'm gonna go a step further. I hate those bastards with a passion. Okay,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
there is no our or there. Okay,
Oh, it's
when you
ours
add that gain
together
of
with them.
function uh, moniker to your name,
Mhm,
you don't belong to
mhm.
me. You don't belong to China. You don't belong to the United States. You don't belong to the fucking earth.
Well,
Okay,
unfortunately,
you
we
are
were paying it.
you are because if you are so stupid, if you're
Mhm.
smart enough to do that kind of research and stupid enough to actually do it, you're just evil.
Of
That's
course, but Dr.
yeah,
Fauci was a god to all of these people, but we funded it, dude.
sure
That was
we
our
did.
money that went to it. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's ours. It's ours.
Wait,
Just like it's,
I did not see that on the ballot anywhere.
of course you did.
Okay,
Of course you did.
just
But that's,
just say it.
but that's what I'm
You know,
getting at. I mean, it was just, um, and I
I'm gonna
actually
start
think,
my I'm gonna start my own ballot initiative to just burn every one of those holes until
mhm.
the earth melts around it. Okay?
But
Every
if you think about
last
it,
damn one of them.
COVID actually came out before they said it did.
Uh, you would not have a hard time convincing me of that.
I know. And because there were a lot of people, and one of my friends was out that. Um, he was in England, I
Well,
think. He was doing,
supposedly,
but he got
supposedly
so
it
sick.
didn't actually come to my area
Hmm.
or or ashore until
Hmm.
January. Okay,
Hmm.
and I got
Supposedly.
something. Me and 100 other people
Hmm.
in this town got something on the first part of December,
Hmm.
and it was fucking terrible.
Hmm. Hmm.
And it was a respiratory flu, but supposedly it
And they
wasn't,
did know what it was because
but
it wasn't the
supposedly,
flu.
oh no, that couldn't have been this.
They
This
they
is much
tested you
worse.
for the flu.
This
Yeah,
thing
they
that's
tested.
coming, whatever you had, that was the baby flu.
Yeah, they didn't know, but they didn't know
What's
what it
coming across
was.
is going to be, the Godzilla flu. So,
Yeah, they didn't know what it was because it didn't come back. You didn't come back tested positive for flu.
yeah.
You just came back with all these, but they treated it. They treated
Hmm.
your symptoms the
Yes.
best they could. They
The
gave
same as I
people
always have.
antibiotics until COVID come along.
Right.
If you tested positive for COVID, take your ass back home. We ain't doing shit for you. We're not going
Yes.
to give you anything. And
Hmm.
that was a big eye opener that I saw that was happening to a lot of people. They didn't care. They weren't going to do anything to help you because it was politically incorrect. But what I was telling you about my friend, he was overseas. He
Uh-huh.
was all over England and different places like that. And he got sick. He was there for a month and he got sick 2 weeks in.
Okay.
And I mean, there wasn't anything you could do. He took over the
He
counter.
couldn't even leave, could he?
Yeah, he could. I mean, we didn't
Oh,
have COVID then.
okay, great. Okay.
He,
This was a precursor case.
yeah, this
You're
was
saying.
in
Okay.
December of 19 when
Okay,
he
gotcha.
spent that whole month. And he said he was absolutely miserable the last 2 weeks.
Hmm.
His flight, he said that flight almost killed me coming back. And he said there were several other people on there that were just as sick as he was.
Yep.
And then, so, I mean, you're looking at, and he said it was 2 weeks or longer. He went to the doctor as soon as he got back to the States and they didn't know what it was, but they treated his symptoms and it helped. But he just had to wear it out. I saw those numbers too, Jason. I said,
Hmm.
okay, what happened to the flu since COVID? We've, but now I've seen stats that we've not had any flu. But I know people that have come back and said they've tested positive for flu and COVID at the same time. So is it one virus now, or have you caught two?
It might even be okay. You've got the coronaviruses, the little spiky soccer ball,
Hmm.
and then the old-fashioned flus that were entirely of an entirely different species.
So when
So
is it going to become one?
let's
When's it
hope
going to
not.
become one thing?
Let's hope the pangolin and the bat don't get together again. It could be really ugly.
I
You
tell you
know.
what, maybe if we got Fauci and we sacrificed him into the one, like of the volcano down there in Hawaii that keeps erupting.
Oh, oh my God. Okay, we're going to take a bat and a pangolin and
No,
Fauci.
just Fauci.
We're going to.
Just Fauci. To hell
I'm
with the
not going
bat
to.
and the
I'm not
penguin.
going to tell. I'm not going to tell you where we're going to put the bat and the pangolin. But yeah,
Honey, I
the,
wouldn't do anything
a,
like that to an
a,
animal.
a
I love
pangolin
animals.
is like similar to an armadillo. Okay.
Honey, I'm
It's
not going to do anything bad to an animal. Screw that. I love my animals. Love all of them.
okay.
They've all got some kind of
Ah.
basic function in this world, but Fauci don't. We're going to get banned off YouTube. We're going to
we're,
get banned.
we're
I'm
just
just
we're
saying.
just humorists. We're just humorists. We aren't certified medical professionals. We don't know anything.
Yeah,
we aren't telling
you're
we
right.
aren't telling you to do anything. We're just
We're not telling you
making
to.
we're just making jokes.
Not only that, she doesn't like humans. She likes vodka. So we'll just give her a
Oh,
bottle of vodka.
ooh, God.
Write Fauci's name on it. Maybe that'll cover the whole thing.
Ooh.
We'll see.
Oh,
But
what
anyway,
are you asking for it?
I don't care. I care less.
I'm gonna find. I'm gonna find
Care
somewhere.
less.
I'm gonna find somewhere that makes special labels.
Okay.
Have some special labels printed up for you.
Okay. Handle with
Ooh,
care. We'll
yeah.
small package.
Um,
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, and they're doing it on purpose, and that's just one ripple effect. We haven't even got into everything else they did to us during COVID
Well, yeah,
that just triggered.
and the whole cognitive dissonance thing,
Hmm.
one of the things that I kind of tossed out that I thought I was going to talk about, but I'm going to bring it in right now.
Okay.
I had a nightmare. It was far too close to reality. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a terrible, terrible nightmare. Absolutely uncommon for me. But in this nightmare,
Mm-hmm.
I was traveling from place to place to place to get this medicine that I absolutely needed.
No, I
And,
think yeah. I
there
don't
was
think
no,
that's a nightmare. I think that was reality there for a minute.
okay, but it gets
Yeah.
worse. It gets worse as the
Yeah.
nightmare. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was continued with the nightmare
Mm-hmm.
was I looked on the label and I found out it was packaged in North Carolina. I
Mm.
said, I can find this place. And I drove there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an abandoned cinder block building that
Okay.
was empty. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked around. I said, what happened to this place? Been a business there for years and years and years. He says, well, some Wall Street bankers bought it up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm. Surprise.
And they moved all the got rid of the job and got rid of all the jobs and moved all the equipment to China. And so I'm looking, wait, I've heard this before,
Yeah. Yes.
I've heard this story before. But because now that they bought it, they bought up all the stuff, put it in a warehouse somewhere until it becomes scarce.
And then they
And the
bring it
price
out.
goes from $100 a shot
Yep.
to $1,000 a shot. Okay. Then they say, oh, well, we have to get it in. So then they turn on the spigots again and it's coming out of China, and instead of being marketed for what it costs them to do it, it stays at $1,000 a shot. Everything's back to normal, except the people in North Carolina that don't have jobs. You've got your slaves in China that are turning this stuff out like popcorn, but the price stays at that artificially high, manipulated level forever.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Kind of like our
that's
groceries did there for a
kind of like
while.
groceries, kind of like eggs, kind of like what were
Oh.
the shots?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the shots? The shots for drugs.
Oh, the
No
EpiPens
EpiPens, and then it went with
went
the
from $12 to a
drug
hundred
the
and
drug
something.
shots, the anti-drug shots. Uh,
Anti-drug, like
those that's $2 worth of medicine.
oh yeah, but they can charge whatever they
That's
want to.
dispensed now by the police or whatever. It's
Narcan.
2,500. Yes, Narcan.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's $2,500, $2,500 a pop.
Because now the police carry it with them. Not all
Yeah,
of them, but some of them do. Yeah.
summer. Okay, but I'm saying the if I had a vial, I pop it out and pop you a shot. It's the same thing for $2.50. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I got my Doc McCoy auto injector.
Yeah.
Go. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
$2,500.
Yep.
Okay. don't tell me there's not a trick. Don't tell me there's not a trick there, you know?
But
And
you
who's
know,
getting tricked?
okay. So do you
Well, the
remember?
EpiPen was the same way.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I remember when that hit the roof because it was like a $12
Yeah,
EpiPen that went like 200 and something,
it went up to like
and
$700 a
and then
piece.
it went up to, yeah, but it kept going up.
Yeah.
But the first jump was like, and but then I'm trying to think too. So do you remember the story right when COVID first came out? Because I mean, this hit
Very
nationwide.
early. Okay, I'm listening.
These kids, these two boys, learned about COVID and all of this, so they bought shit tons of hand sanitizer, loads of it, loads of it
Okay.
for what? Okay, I'm just gonna say $2 a bottle.
Right.
They decided they were going to sell them for like $10. These are not true numbers. This is just
Yeah.
they were going to sell it for 10, turn around and sell it for $10. Buddy, the law come after them
Yes.
in a heartbeat.
Because they weren't in the club.
Exactly. They weren't big pharma.
And it's a country club. Okay. It's not
Yes.
just your ordinary
Yeah.
club.
You got to
It's a
pay your
country
dues
club.
to be into
Yeah.
this one. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, and they come after them. And I mean, the media put their names out there and everything. So what they did is to get out of that hot water is they um, donated all of the hand sanitizer that they had stockpiled.
Mhm.
But I think they still had charges brought against them. But yet
There were
our
a few of them. I
government
didn't.
allows our big pharma to
Mhm.
do this crap.
Well, wait a minute. Wait. Who was it? Who was it that had like airplane loads of PPE
Oh, I don't remember
flown
that.
in from China? Wasn't that Jared Kushner?
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing that story. There was so much shit that come out during that time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I don't doubt it.
There you go. Hey, I don't know. I would say, look, I still got rubbing alcohol. It's good enough for me, you know.
I drink
And
enough bourbon.
it's
I can
still
take care
like
of it.
99 cents a pint. So
Mhm.
thank God
I've
they
had
got me out.
COVID. I've had COVID twice. And the first
Okay.
time I got it was a year after all of the crap.
Mm-hmm.
But when I went to the doctor at that time, they asked me because I truly had a
Yes.
sinus infection.
Yes.
It was one of the worst because I always ran a little bit of fever, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
but not as much as I did
Right.
as I was. And they said, "Do you want me to test you? Do you want us to test you for COVID?" And I'm like, "Is this a symptom?" And they're not necessarily. Well, then there's no reason to test me. Give me my antibiotics and my steroid shot.
Mm-hmm. Same as always.
Walked out of there, no problem.
Yep.
But then work called up and said, "Come down here. We've had one that's tested positive for COVID. We want to
Mm-hmm.
test everybody." And stupid me with 101 fever drove my ass to work for 40 miles for them to say, "Oh, you have COVID."
Okay.
Had I let the doctor's office test me, they would not have treated me. They would not have given me
Yes,
antibiotics.
that's true.
They wouldn't have done anything for me.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, just to be an asshole, I left work, went to the same doctor's office, and I was like, "Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
just tested positive for COVID. I want one of those tests that you have to send off." And
Okay.
they did it, and it came back
Yeah.
positive. And I was like,
I'll be damned. Okay. Yeah.
So you all didn't know that this was a symptom. This has been going on for a year, and y'all have
Mm-hmm.
not figured out that sinus infections are part of this? Maybe they were looking more for a respiratory thing at that time. I
Well,
don't know.
well, wait a minute. Well, originally it was a deep lung thing, and then it came up to the throat, you know,
Hmm.
was the big more of the problem.
Then a
But
year
that was
later,
a
it's
lot of that.
sinus
A lot of
infections.
that was the sign. So
Hmm.
the thing, everything was changing,
Right.
and not only we can only speculate what was
Hmm.
actually changing with the disease itself, but the
Hmm.
story changed
Hmm.
from fucking day to day.
Yes. Yeah.
You know?
Your son cracks me up. I posted a new video on my page. What was I working on? What I was working on for a month. To those who are interested, LOL. Okay. Back to focus on my dad.
Yeah.
All right. So everybody needs to go check that video out because I mean it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Okay,
You want to see
that's for
something from
sure.
start to finish? Go ahead.
Really.
That's a
I,
ripple effect right there.
he
Yeah.
has he has he does he turns crap into gold. He really
Mm-hmm.
does.
Mm-hmm.
He's just got that talent.
Mm-hmm.
Stores were dry. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right. So Ron, he's like, I have sinus issues all the time, but this is normal for years. And it
Yeah.
is. I mean,
Yeah.
every place has a season that everybody has allergies, sinus problems. There's some
Mhm.
places that, excuse me,
Who's
keep
that?
sinus problems all the time.
Okay. Yeah.
But there's people out there at work, and this is what I find is funny is that we had people testing positive for COVID, and they had this little sinus thing going on, and they were making them take off from work. You had to use your personal time, vacation time, or whatever it took,
Hmm.
and you had to do this
Well,
5-day thing.
you see, I mean, now I don't know what they're going to do with this thing down the road,
Hmm.
but you really would think that at some point down the road, there should be an accounting for this, you know, for
Not
the
while we're
death and
alive, dear.
destruction and uh, lost wages. You know what I'm saying? There should be just a little bit of payback
Hmm.
for all that,
No, honey, no.
but
Were you at
I don't
Camp
know. It's
Lejeune?
like it's like the bank crash.
Hmm.
Well, it's like, okay, it's like the savings and loan crash. It's
Hmm.
like the 2001 crash. That's like the 2008 crash.
Hmm.
Oh well, just one of those things.
Just oops.
Yes, you know.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Yep.
no, damn it. No, damn it. That's this all this stuff was caused, planned, and created by somebody. You know, it didn't just spring full grown out of a mud puddle. You know?
And all of those people were exonerated
Well, yeah,
because,
I, yeah.
it's not
Okay.
going to happen. But yeah, no, nothing's going to happen to those people. Now, if it was you or I that did that, that caused so much chaos, yeah,
Oh
they'd
my
come after
God,
us.
yes. You know, I like this.
Which one? Oh, yeah. Yep.
You
Camp
damn well we
Lejeune.
ought to.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so did you take a part of that big $725 million lawsuit that Facebook now has to pay you for privacy? Uh,
No, I didn't think it would be right for me to do that, to join in on that suit,
I didn't do it either because I don't
I
want
knew from fucking day one. I knew when I first signed on to the internet
to.
in 1994. okay, or earlier. That I had no, that there was no privacy here
Oh, it was
at all, ever.
1994. They didn't exist in 94. But still, no, but there were a lot of people that didn't realize
No.
that they're gonna. But now they have in big letters down there, Meta,
Yes,
Meta.
yes, yes, yes.
But yeah,
Buy
and
a
yes,
VP. Pay $100 a month for a VPN so nobody can trace you.
exactly.
Yes.
But
Okay.
yeah, here we
It's a
go.
hundred.
Yeah, we'll all end up with like a 7 cents that costs the bank $15 to process.
Yes. Yes.
hmm Yep. Oh yeah. Oh my God, are you gonna put Andy's comment up there?
I'll let you do it.
Okay, I'll do it. Let me. Let me. Andy, honey, have you found them yet?
Oh God, what was that? Was that where was that? Not in Kansas.
Yeah, I've never been to Kansas.
The 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 legislatures in in Kansas
hmm
wrote a law to block Pornhub in the state of Kansas.
Oh shit.
If you try to log in on Pornhub in Kansas, it shoots you off in this nowhereville.
But man, there's more than Pornhub. You got RedTube. You've got all these other
Oh,
places.
I'm sure there's plenty more. Okay, I'm sure. Well, I just thought that was so fucking funny. You
Yeah.
know, I, good. After some of the things that have come out of Kansas, some of the wonderful ideas that have come out of Kansas lately,
Oh yeah.
that's just one more. You
Oh yeah.
know?
It's perfect.
Oh
It's
my God.
perfect.
I just laugh, just laughing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, not with Kevin. Look, who hasn't made a porno? Not with Kevin.
Oh,
But yeah, so it's good
oh,
times. It is good times. But yeah. So Andy, I'm kind of thinking. So if I do the OnlyFans thing, so are you gonna subscribe? I'm just asking. Stage name. Ask.
oh my God. Now they didn't say that they blocked OnlyFans in Kansas. It's probably because it's one of their more profitable industries.
Yeah.
So that would upset the women even more, and they didn't
Yeah.
think they needed that. Okay. Oh.
Poor V. Bless your heart.
Oh, jeez.
Good times. This is why we have this show, so we can all laugh at this shit.
Yes.
Because I mean,
The at the
there's some
ridiculousness of it.
exactly.
I did. I was going to send you a picture. You were saying something about you had a possum was hanging
Yeah,
around there.
yeah.
I saw this little picture of a species of possum that grows to be about this big. It's sitting on a leaf.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, oh. I don't want
I
one.
don't know what country. I don't know what country it was. What rainforest that lives in. But I said, oh,
Yeah,
that's cute.
I
Yeah.
don't want one. They are cute. They are cute. I want a little tiny dragon that sits on my shoulder and talks shit to people. So
Light your cigarettes.
no, I just want him to talk shit to people so I can
Oh,
giggle
okay.
all day.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I want.
That'll
Oh,
be all right.
blocking OnlyFans has now crippled the resale market because prices are falling like mad. If I ever had an OnlyFans page, I ain't giving anybody a discount. There's not going to be. You're going to pay. Mama needs a retirement program. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
oh my God.
Because the shit I got now isn't worth anything.
The 401k isn't
Yeah.
producing.
Yeah, just go
Thank
straight
you,
down.
Treasury Department.
Exactly. Yeah. On all of that. I'm gonna tell you right now, Charles, thank God for sinus medicine and all the other shit I've taken this week, because this has been a rough ass week.
Oh boy.
Smooth as butter. There you go.
That one got me. That one got me for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my! I wish started out as such a nice, uplifting topic.
Then we went straight to the fucking gutter.
right off the slide board.
Yep, just came straight down that drain pipe and into the gutter. But that's the fun of stuff, because we can laugh about whatever, we can say whatever, we could just.
Absolutely.
I mean, our adolescent humor that we've kept all of our lives, you know.
Yes.
People that giggle about farts and stuff like that. Yeah, okay. It still happens.
It's still funny.
Yes, it is.
Slapstick was still funny, you know.
That's right.
Stubbing your toe is still funny if somebody else, you know.
Blazing Saddles movie is still funny. I'm sorry, it still is. Smokey and the Bandit is still funny.
Oh my God.
Hooper's still funny.
I keep hearing an echo.
I have a crow. That's
no.
bitching. It's a crow.
I'm not sure. It's just funny. Where are we? What time is it? What day is this? Where am I? We're only an hour and a quarter.
We do know it's Tuesday. That's all we know.
Yes, thank goodness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep, it's all gone. An echo. I know you always get an echo when you're not using your headphones and you got the Bluetooth thing going on.
Okay.
And then plus, I do have a crow that's back here bitching and won't shut up. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, okay. That's weird. I didn't realize it was doing it. Now I do. Okay. I maybe I just couldn't hear it before. So I don't know. This is my plan. These are the advice that I'm going to take.
Okay? Everybody get a notepad and a pen and write this shit down, because it ain't gonna call him out on it.
The advice I'm giving to myself, I would give to myself. Okay. To get over this shit. Okay. Mm-hmm. Get outside. See, I'm glad you're setting a good example for us. You know, mm-hmm. Get outside, get some fresh air, get some sunshine, you know, and enjoy nature. Mm-hmm. Keep moving. Okay. Mm-hmm. Walk. Get your ass out of your car. Go put your feet on the ground. And this one, it kind of takes a little explanation. Stop thinking about people. Mm-hmm. Call them. Mm-hmm. Ring them. Ring their phone. Self-isolation just breaks your whole mental status. Mm-hmm. Appreciate people that are in your life. Mm-hmm. Do some things you enjoy, whatever they are. Mm-hmm. Read a book. Binge watch a TV show. Watch old cartoons. Listen to music.
Mm-hmm.
Sing if you can sing. Give yourself the time. You are worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Make ripples.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we know. Thanks for stopping in, Jen.
Yeah.
We know. You always move us to another level.
Thankfully.
So let me see. I don't know who's left.
Oh,
I
Rockstar's
hope
here.
I hope Lorraine's still there. I mentioned
Venus is here. Andy's
Venus
here.
is here. Hopefully, Jay's here.
I
Andy's
think
probably still
Oofy
here.
dived out.
Uh-huh.
Bobby's gone. Julie's gone. Ron's gone.
We're still we're better than last week. I think it's
Marco's gone. Oh,
I think by
Lorraine's
the
here.
time we started humming and hawing it last week, we were down to like 3 people. Well, we still got 7 here.
They're here. They're just not talking to us.
Bobby's even here. For real. Oh my
Bobby's,
God.
honey, I'm going to tell you something. Ron and Bobby are always there. Always there. They're always there. They're always good people. Take care of us. We appreciate that tremendously. Uh-oh. Charles is typing something.
Damn
We're in
Dipple.
trouble.
You remember Red Fox?
Oh, my goodness.
Ripple
Yes.
wine and ginger ale. And
Mm-hmm.
shampoo.
Usually Julie ends up getting a phone call in between a show or something, I think.
Well, I mean, we're pushing up 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock your time.
Mm-hmm. 7 o'clock my time. Mm-hmm.
So everybody's. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on with.
I guess we're the early show.
We're the very early show.
The warm up show.
We're the warm up show when everybody dives out to go somewhere else while we're still running our mouths.
Okay.
But I don't know what these crows are pissed off about. But I've not heard this much chaos going on with crows around here for a while. So they're having a fit. But the wind has died down. It's decent out here now. Finally. I'm so tired of the wind. And the bad part about it is we don't get it when we need it.
So you should get one of those like 4-foot windmills. Forget for this year. For this year, you could just forget about paying the electric bill.
Honey, I'm telling you, if I'd have had one of those windmills out here,
windmill on the.
If I'd have had a windmill out here, whenever those winds come through, it'd have been laying on the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, that was bad. We had 80-mile-an-hour. Oh, Marco's still here, but we had 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So anyway,
I don't know. See, I just noticed that there's a big farm south of town here that had I don't know what the rotor space. It was a big windmill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they had done it in the early 90s, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And because I could see it from the expressway south of town here. And I've been watching, it's not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, damn, that's I'll have to drive back down there and see what happened. Because that always made me feel good, you know?
Mm-hmm.
See that thing just whipping around. Somebody's making money.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, so I saw something when I was scrolling through. Wasn't today. I left my phone here at the house today at work.
Oh boy.
Cannot believe how peaceful it was. But anyway, I was too busy to deal with it anyway. California is now talking about natural gas if you're using that, they're starting to shame you for using natural gas.
That just doesn't. Yeah, whatever.
Mhm.
Well, that was like I just shake my head. I just shake my head at that. You know,
Natural gas, I mean, and you and I
natural
both have talked
natural
about this.
gas should be too cheap to meter. Really.
Yeah. Natural
I mean,
gas
let's
is something you and
let's
I both
face it.
talked about.
You could pick up the burning natural gas fields in northern Colorado and Wyoming from the goddamn space station.
Mhm.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
just fields and fields and fields of burning off natural gas
Hmm.
because they
I've
couldn't.
been doing it for
It was
years.
getting in the way. It was getting. They got to get rid of it. They got to let it gas off to get to that oil. You know.
See, I can remember, well, I've always remembered, even where I was growing up in Western Kentucky, you would
Hmm.
drive through at night and you would see, um, you'd see a flame. And I mean, they're
Yeah.
they're burning off that natural, even in
Sure.
Kentucky, and,
Yeah.
and even out here, not too far down the road, there were two pumps down here, and they were burning off the natural gas. And there was, I didn't own this land at that time,
Uh-huh.
but there was a company that come through, and they were like, "Let us drill, and whatever natural gas we find,
Yes.
that will be yours for life."
Uh-huh.
And there were a lot of people around here that wouldn't let them do it because I
Hmm.
think they had a little bit extra something something hidden in that contract,
Okay.
and the
Yeah.
people around here aren't as dumb as they thought they were. But anyways,
Yeah.
um, all of the oil pumps now and all of that's gone, and I find that I hate that because we've got so many caves and stuff around here, and I
Hmm.
think that was one of the deals that kind of broke all of that was because we've got a national park that's over here, but yet
Yeah.
it's 400 miles
Well, if you had a leaky
underground.
case, okay, the drill
Hmm.
goes through. It goes past the cave layer down
Hmm.
into the oil layer. Okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
or natural gas layer.
Hmm.
You get a high pressure leak into the layer that the caves are in. You
Hmm.
fill the caves.
Yep.
I can't imagine
Yep.
that a cave partly filled with natural gas and
Hmm.
somebody lighting off what 10 cubic miles of gas of
Yeah.
natural. Yeah, that would not be a good thing. Okay. Yes,
No,
there would
you're right. It wouldn't.
be a giant crater where, oh,
Hmm.
once upon a time this was Mammoth Cave. Now it's
Yeah.
Mammoth Crater.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Or that would be Mammoth Crater Lake. You
Because I'm
know.
kind of thinking let's see, where I'm at, it's like 640 feet in elevation.
Uh huh.
Um, and towards the northeast of me, it'll go up as high as 1,000
Uh huh.
and to 1,200, I think it is.
Okay.
So yeah, all of that would be gone
Yeah. Good.
because that's only like 40 miles down the road. All that would
Yeah.
be gone too because all of that's caves, every bit of it. But yeah, so we're not all So yeah, we don't have any oil pumps, natural gas pumps, or anything around here. But they are trying to run natural gas lines. And I think
Mhm.
about 10 years ago, they ran them, and it got to the end of my road, and
Uh-huh.
that's as far as it got. They ran out of money. The county ran
Uh-huh.
out of money. So, but that's okay.
So we've got a bunch of energy chasers.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I saw some article today where somebody was doing research on anti-gravity again. Why did they whatever happened to anti-gravity devices, you know?
Well, they don't care about that now. They want electric cars,
Yes, yes, yes.
so you
And they
can't have that other
don't
stuff.
want any of those 200 mile an hour, 200 mile a gallon carburetors either.
Mm-hmm. No, I know it. But it's the only thing that heats and lights and takes care of everything that we have. That's all we
Yep.
got. And they want it, you know. Oh Lord, Andy's loading me up. We might have meme time. Oh yeah. So here we go. I'm gonna have to do this because I totally agree with this. But anyway.
Oh,
I kind of think that's a little bit perfect, don't you?
yes, yes, absolutely. I
Mhm.
think that's a wonderful idea. I think librarians should definitely have the silencers, but I think they would go for something.
Mhm.
Then you have like home ec.
Mhm. And here,
We can expand on that idea, you know.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
The
Mhm.
art, arts and crafts department would have an entirely different uh, look on that.
Here's one that I completely agree with, and I just
Fencing.
this is one that is just share. Let's see. This is one I completely agree with. We got to take care of our own, and we're not doing that.
Yeah.
We're not doing it, and it's not our fault because we would take care of our own, but we've got a government that nobody's controlling, nobody's doing anything about. So,
Hmm. Well, they passed the new child labor law. You
oh,
can work your kid you can work your kids for free.
exactly, exactly.
So the businesses will adopt children just to yeah
Hmm.
because their little fingers are so nimble.
Well, yeah, they can do all this stuff. I don't know why we're not doing it all the time.
Oh my God. What the hell?
I don't know. It's some kind of crap Andy sends.
Uh, the Thing? Is that like from The Thing?
I don't know.
Yes. Snoopy does the thing, or
Hmm.
Charlie Brown does the thing.
There you go. There's you something else.
Oh,
I'm not like editing these.
oh, you are playing dangerous.
Yeah, I am.
Mm.
Oh, yes. The final,
Oh, God. Ooh, what white line, white line fever. Yes,
yes. Whatever happened to Charlie Sheen? Is he still alive?
I think, but I don't know.
I don't either. I think he is. We would have heard about it by now.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm
Oh,
seriously.
speaking, just reminded me.
Hmm.
Uh, it's been his music has been running in my head all day. Um, oh, please don't do that to yourself. A famous Canadian songwriter, singer,
Gordon Lightfoot.
Gordon Lightfoot died.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
he's
I was
84 years
kidding.
old.
I was kidding.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. That was my and What's the first? Okay, what's the first Gordon Lightfoot song that comes to mind?
Oh, the wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald.
Okay,
Mhm. That's always the first one that comes to mind.
mine was Rainy Day People,
Oh yeah, that's good too. Yeah. Hmm.
and I don't know. He did a lot of really good songs, but and I think part of what I liked about his music was it was so simple. You know, it
Hmm.
wasn't all fancy. Then it was just voice and guitar. You know,
Right.
for the most part, I'm sure. But I
Hmm.
always liked the ballads. You know,
Oh yeah.
like the record of Edmund Fitzgerald
Hmm.
or any of those other ones.
Our dear Andy. Oh yeah. Anyway, but yeah, that was 70s, late 70s.
Hmm. I what his
Think so.
yeah, his peak was
Early
like the
80s.
mid early to late 70s, like through the
Okay.
70s. I
Hmm.
think was when he was the most famous. Hmm.
Sorry, I'm interested in what's going on in the field right now. So, oh, Max wants in. We better let that baby Max in.
What? Showtime. Come on,
Mm-hmm.
come on, come on. My buddy. It's my buddy.
Yeah, baby Max. Look at that sweet face.
Come on, up here. Be good. Yeah, you be good boy. Be a good boy.
Let's see. Yes, everything is energy is a popular concept, but there are exceptions even to that.
Hmm.
Intention and focused thought produces kinetic energy to move things. There we go.
So let me see. Hmm. I wish I could prove telekinesis, but
Mm.
I just don't think it's workable. You know,
It probably already has been, but it's not, it doesn't fit the narrative. It doesn't, it's not a popular
it's not
thing.
reliable. It's not reliable.
It's
You
not
know,
reliable. It's
it's
like
like any of that stuff. Well,
it's like a
and
poltergeist.
the thing with a lot of that stuff, a lot of that kind of gray area stuff,
Hmm.
is that we were told from the day we were practically born, no, pay no attention to that stuff.
Hmm.
That stuff doesn't exist. But it sure as hell, I'm more
It
and more
does.
convinced that it sure as hell does.
And it always has.
Yes.
But that's just like when your kids are afraid at night when they go to bed of the closet
Hmm.
monster and you tell them it doesn't exist. So therefore, I mean, it kind of follows along with it. You don't want your kids scared. You don't want to go, oh, yeah, there is a closet monster. Sorry, baby, you're going to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
So, but,
Um,
mhm.
yes. Yes, dear. There really are monsters, but they aren't necessarily just under your bed.
Right. Yeah. They're in your
So,
mind and everywhere else, up and
yeah.
down the streets.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Totally agree with that.
So, I let's see. Everybody's got such interesting ideas going
I
out there.
know. We need to have everybody here
Oh, like an open table.
for them. Yep.
Come on down.
Round table.
We'll have to do that one of these days.
Yeah.
Real
Charles and I
soon.
are, yeah. Gives us a break.
Well, yeah. You know, actually, I was saying just today, talking to somebody, we got to start getting more guests in. We had such a good time with Bill,
Oh my
and
gosh,
there are
that
some
was
other
so much
people,
fun.
and I've been wanting to do that from day one,
Hmm. Hmm.
but got lazy,
Well,
got
I mean, it's
tired.
easy to get lazy, and I'm going to tell you something. It's hard.
Oh,
It's hard. Like to book guests far out, and then they
yes,
cancel or whatever, and you've
right.
got to be prepared. That was the one thing that I had such a problem with. That one blog talk show that I did.
Uh huh.
Um, one lady, she had all the guests all the way out 6 months. I mean, she had it all
Uh huh.
planned out. She was ready to go.
Okay.
And I took over for her so she could work on the weekends because that was the only time that she could get work at that time. So I took over for her. Well, the co host of the show,
Hmm.
he didn't want guests
Okay.
and he didn't want to talk about paranormal stuff. But the name of the show had the word paranormal in it.
Yeah.
But he got to where he was done with it. He was over it. And I think a
Hmm.
lot of his problem was the fact that he had so many encounters and interactions with aliens.
Hmm.
He was done with that. He kind of didn't want that to define himself. So he'd rather sit and talk about the dumb stuff that happened at work all the time than he would talk about the things that happened to him.
Hmm.
And the things that happened to him were very interesting. And it wasn't just him, he had witnesses along the way.
Yeah.
So his story was completely very interesting, but he didn't want to talk about it.
That's
So,
okay.
yeah. And it
That's
wasn't
kind of
long.
unusual, isn't it?
He did talk about it every so often,
Okay.
um, but it was to, I mean, that man could have wrote a book
Yeah.
because and one of the other things that was so interesting about his life is that he was adopted and his father was in the military and his mother was in some kind of I don't think it was government, but it was a high ranking, she was a
Hmm.
big wig in some kind of huge company.
Yeah.
And I thought how interesting that is.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the one that has all of these encounters. And he did try to talk to his dad about it.
Hmm.
And I kind of think they knew what was happening to him from the conversations that he would have with me.
Uh-huh.
Um, because he would say something about it and they were kind of like,
Ooh.
yeah, I'm sorry. We don't have control of that. Things to that nature.
Yeah. I
Um,
don't know. That would be tough. That would be tough.
yeah, but I think his dad has passed away, but his mother, I mean, this man's in his early 40s, and his mother tries to take care of him like he's a kid. Like,
Wow.
I mean, if he goes and buys a car, she finds out where he's financing it through, and she goes and pays it off. He bought a home and she went and paid it off. So it was like it's almost like a
Wow.
shh, let's not talk about this thing.
I guess.
Hush money. And he's got a great
Or
paying job. He's got a great career himself.
well. Hmm.
So I don't know if that's like
Well,
hush money because
maybe she
we're
just, maybe
talking
she
about
just
it.
said, well, I'm not going to take it with me, so I might as well do this
You never know.
and feel better
You
about
never
it.
know because he quit
Okay.
talking about it. He quit talking about it. He didn't talk about it anymore.
But anyway,
There's a ripple effect right
there
there.
are guests, and
Ta-da.
then there are guests. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to be locked into doing it every week. But now that I'm getting a little bit more energy back and I feel like doing it, I feel like making that happen.
We need to have fun people, like the people in Bill's
Yes.
chat.
Oh, yes. Fun, definitely
Fun
people.
people. Yeah. I don't
Yes.
want anybody that's like all over the. There's something really interesting going out here in my field, and I'm just not quite catching
Get your
up with it.
scope. Get something with the scope on it.
I can't show that on TV
Oh,
or on YouTube. I can't show that.
Yeah. Get the binoculars. Yeah. Get out the binoculars. Yes.
Yeah. Get my binoculars out.
So I've got a couple that I really would like to, and I think I have enough contact with them in the past that I might be able to talk them into coming on. So that's something to look forward to down the line. It won't be too long, I hope. So
I think I'm going to have to get my binoculars out. I don't know what the hell's going on.
We threw a rock into the pond. It fell to the bottom.
The fish developed a religion.
Okay. Ooh. The things that fish would have seen, I'm sure they have as many interesting explanations for it as everybody here comes up with.
Well, this is true. But I've got to do one thing right here that's totally not correct.
Okay. Oh, God. Okay.
That's my favorite right there. Yes.
Nike kitten. I like that.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
I didn't get the first one. I don't know why. I didn't recognize the person.
It's okay. I'll explain it. I'll explain it to you later.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I'm kind of out of touch these days.
And not just these days. This has been going on for a while. So that's been going on for a while. Everybody say hello to Darius.
Darius. Yeah. Big
boy. Yeah. Definitely big galoot. Don't give me that look. You're the one that's in the way. I got
your Maria's Feline Emporium.
Oh God.
Yes. Well, heck, we're over and we're pushing towards 2 hours. So maybe that's why my energy is running down.
Probably. So that, and I don't know what's going on in the field.
For being here. I hope you had fun. We tried to. We kept it light and easy most of the night tonight, and we'll try to do better next week.
So.
Okay. Maria
and Darius, tell everybody say bye.
Y'all have a great night now, and
feel like Linda Moulton.
Bye.